Hi everyone, welcome back to another Memorydex Challenge Monday. All I'm doing here is challenging you to create a small piece of art each week. I chose Memorydex cards because it is a really small piece of art. You can do them in any style that you want to. So I'm getting quite a nice little collection now. I'm getting close to 20 cards. I think I'm going to do a couple of dozen of these before I stop this series. And I will still make them once in a while, but it won't be on a weekly basis. So not many rules to this challenge. I just encourage you to create something every week. You can use the prompt that I use when I do my video, or you can just do whatever style you want to. There's only a few things that I suggest. If you have a holiday coming up, create something for that holiday. And one steadfast rule, the week of your birthday, please create something for yourself. Don't trade it away. Don't give it away. Give it to yourself. Make it a little word of encouragement, just some kind of an affirmation, something that makes you happy when you look at it. But do something for yourself for your birthday. So I've been doing prompts the last few weeks that were shapes. I did tiles, which were squares and rectangles. I did circles, and then I did stripes last week. And I thought maybe I would do stars. Stripes and stars kind of go together in everybody's mind. But I'm going to do night sky stars. So I have these. These came in some kind of a kit, a paper stack, something. I can't even remember exactly where I got them from. But I have this star, this star. These are heavy, heavy chipboard. And I never tossed them. I don't use heavy chipboard shapes like this to do anything, but I never tossed these because they're perfect shapes to cut out. So my first thought was, I'll cut out a star and put it on here. But then I thought, no, I'm just trying to give you ideas here now. I have this little star punch. It's only 5/8 of an inch. So I thought, well, I'm going to punch some stars out of this instead of using a big star. Well, if I'm going to do stars, little stars for a night sky, then I want a moon shape. So I pulled out my 2.5-inch punch. I just used a piece of paper pad cardstock that I wasn't going to use. And I thought, well, I can add a moon. And now I can add this and put it up 3/4 of an inch above my 3 inches. And I'm still within the height. So then I went to my Spring Stories collage book from Memorydex Small Art. And this is what it looks like. This is actually linked on my Amazon account, and I will put that into the description box. But out of this book, you can see it has some sleeping fairies in it, which was what made me think of this. I found this, and look at how perfect. So I just went through till I found a sleeping fairy, which was the perfect size. So this is going to be my theme right here, the sleeping fairy with the night sky behind it. I'm going to try to make this really cute. So this fairy is kind of in these pale tones and yellowy colors. I want him to show up, so I'm going to make a night sky for the background. I have some really cheap Temu watercolor paints. Let's open these so we can see the colors. But this is like a dark silver and then a really pale silver with these greenish undertones to it. So that'll be perfect to paint my moon, I'm thinking. And then I'm wondering, can I find something in these purples and just do my sky background? So what about some of these purples right in here? Let's move that so I don't spray it. Lots of water on here because I want to activate these colors. Let's start with this one. And let's just brush on. It's kind of a pinkish tone, this color here. Let's add a little water to this to make this run just a little bit more. So let's go with some of this darker purple. Ah, that's better. Remember, this is cheap watercolor paper that I make my cards out of. It's just one of those little watercolor paper pads that you get at the Dollarama. Can I add some darker, even darker to this? A little blue, a little of this navy blue, just some streaks through here. Remember, most of this is going to be cut or covered up. And I'm just looking for something that looks like maybe a stormy night sky. I think I'm going to just leave it out that. I'm just coloring my background. If you're a messy crafter like I am, it's good to always have a bottle of spray water on your desktop and a rag. This, I just cut up a few old towels, and so this is not watercolor paper. This is going to be a little different. So I'm putting water on here because I want this to move around, these paints. And I'm going to spray just in this area here. I want to use this light silver color. I'm going to try to do circular brush strokes, because I'm trying to keep this looking like the moon. I'm just going to grab a little piece of plastic card to add a little more water. This is not like watercolor paper at all. It just literally just absorbs and warps. So I am going to now just add some of this dark. And I'm just going to use the dark on one side. So I found that all of these watercolors that you get from Temu all have a shine to them. So I'm going to take a minute and I am going to dry these. Look at how cute this is going to look. Remember, there's not going to be much of this background showing because that's going on there. And then this little fella is going on here, and I think adorable, just adorable. So while I was drying that, I realized I was going to need some gold for the stars. So using the gold palette, I just painted a piece of the corner of this watercolor paper because it's textured a little bit, watercolor paper. And so just one gold color. And I put a couple of layers on. I was drying. I painted a little bit. I dried. I painted. So there's 2 or 3 coats, 3 or 4 coats maybe on this to give it this pretty gold shine. Lots of shine on this card. I kind of like these cards when they have a bit of shine, and it gives them that whimsical fairy tale look. So I'm going to grab this. This is my Inktense Ink Black. A little bit of water. And I'm going to add a border around. So I'm going to go around the edge of this with my black, and literally just around the edge. So I've made myself a little puddle. I'm going to use that as my paint. Now, watercolor paper will wick this and make it into a border. There. I didn't want that on there, and my brush kind of just flicked. So I'm just covering all my white edges from the side. So I've done that to that. I'm going to do the same thing to this. And I just think it's easier to do it before I glue them together. Now I've got to punch out some stars. I'm not sure how many I'll use. There, I've got some stars punched out. And I think, am I going to do this? I'm going to do one and see if I like it better with or without. Let us see. Let's see what I'm going to do. Yes. So I don't think I need to do that. I think I might leave that one, though, because I think it shows up better on the moon. Maybe I'll do one more. There. Let's leave them like that. Okay. Let's start putting this together. So a lot of doing small art pieces when you're collaging pieces together to make a picture is actually prepping all your little pieces. So when I'm done with this whole thing, I'm going to end up having to put this into a book with a weight on the top of it and flatten it out. So let's start with the moon. Like this. No, I'm going to put it like, I'm trying to figure out which way I want my moon to go. I think I want that dark to be on the top so that my little guy is highlighted with that lighter color. There, like that. So let's put this down, and I don't want glue all over the back of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it where I want it. I'm going to go slightly off the whole corner like this. I'm going to put it like this. So I am going to go on the back of this with a pencil. So I can see where to put my glue. And I'm going to use the permanent glue stick if I have enough. Sounds like there's construction happening on the next street over from me. There, line that up with that line, and then I can press it down. I'm going to use the permanent glue stick on this as well. So I've got somebody outside. I'm doing this quite early in the morning. It's a busy little neighborhood here this morning. I can hear somebody on one side of me cutting grass. I can hear construction or something happening. I'm one street over from the main street. So the main street's got something happening down there. There. Now I've already trimmed. When I fussy cut this out, this branch stuck down a little bit further. There was a point on this, but I knew that I wanted to line this up on this side of my card. So I just snipped with my scissors what I thought I could lose off of here. Wow, I think that is so cute so far. And then I'm going to put these on. So this one's got some black on it. I'm just going to stick him up here. And this one's got some black on it. I'm going to put it over there. This is going to go right down in the corner. There. And I need one just above his wings over here. And it can stick up a little wee bit above. Let's turn it a little bit while I still can. And I have my little fairy boy sleeping, or fairy girl, sleeping on a branch with the night sky as the background. I think I just want the word dream. So while that glue is setting, I'm just going to go through my Tim Holtz bin here and see if I have the word dream. I might not have it left. It's one of those common ones that gets used up. So I can't find the word dream, but I do have the word dreamer. And that will work just as well. So let's pull this off of here. And it's in the black, which kind of goes with the theme on this card, and I think it needs to go right here. I'm going to add a little bit of liquid glue to this so that I don't lose it at a later date. The adhesive on these words does tend to go brittle after time. And this Tombow glue, art glitter glue, anything with a small nozzle that you can put a little glue on this will work. There. And the prompt was stars, which immediately led me to think of the night sky. And how could I do a night sky theme and make it something that I would really like? And this is what I came up with. So now there is one more thing that I could do with this. And I think I'm going to, not with my Micron pens, that's the wrong bin. I got these for Christmas. They are the Beaver brand acrylic paint markers. They'll mark on anything. They're water-based. They're strong pigment ink and waterproof, sunproof. And there were 8 in the package when I got them. There were 2 of each in the gold, the silver, the black, and the white. These paint markers have been phenomenal. All you do to use them is give them a quick shake, press down on any piece of paper to activate that gold. So what I'm thinking is, not all the stars are going to be up close like this. So some little dots, some larger dots. Just like that, all around in this night sky. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. There, a little constellation. I just put in the Little Dipper or the Big Dipper, whatever it wants to be. And right there. And I'm done. So instead of paint splatter, I was being specific and just putting stars in the sky. So I really do hope that you enjoyed this week's Memorydex card. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up. Let me know down below, are you following along? Are you doing the Memorydex challenge? Are you doing a different piece of art and crafting with me? Or just watching for a little inspiration and a few ideas? And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I would absolutely love if you did that before you left so you can come back, see what else I'm up to. I'll see everyone in the next video. Until then, bye-bye for now, everyone. Have a great day.